Tenemos un transporte y desde donde nos deje hay que caminar. What we're trying to figure out is how many patients and what kind of patients we have in each group, because based on that we're going to divide our volunteers.
Penso che il più grosso contributo che possiamo dare noi sia condividere la fortuna di essere nati in un paese che ci permette di vivere.
And then we're trying to identify how far they are from each other, how much walking there is.
We learn a lot from each other, as we all come from different countries, we all have different backgrounds, we all have different studies before.
Because we might have to get an extra transport. We have a bus, we have a minibus, we have a quad, and we have 2 or 3 motorbikes.
Everyone has a different way of treating, and we could talk about that and put different things together, and I think that made it very good.
È bello il fatto che ogni persona venga da paesi diversi e abbia un modo diverso di trattare un paziente.
So we had 3 groups. I'm taking one, he's taking one, and the third one is for the third house.
For me, the biggest contribution wasn't actually the one I gave. It's really the growing in myself from what I got from Jorge or from the kids or the people here also in the jungle. This was for me the most important part because it was an adventure, but it was also like a mission.
È la prima volta che vengo in Costa Rica e che partecipo a una missione umanitaria.
So he has cerebral palsy and he has epileptic crisis. Up to once a month. That day he has up to 6 to 7 crises within the same day. Take him like 3 to 4 days to fully recover. After that, let's see what we can find and what's going on.
Facciamo tutti la stessa professione, però è bello appunto vedere nuovi modi di pensare, nuovi modi di trattare con lo stesso obiettivo, cioè quello della salute del paziente, di aiutarlo il più possibile.
Non è soltanto un contributo in ambito sanitario, ma soprattutto un contributo a livello umano.
Can't he breathe through the nose? He's always with the mouth open, even when he's sleeping. He has an ear infection right now. So he has a deviation of the spine as well.
Learned a lot from everyone. I hope they did from me as well, and I hope together we made the perfect treatment for the children.
We are here trying to help as many children and also adults as possible.
¿Le han hecho una valoración de los ojos? Did they check their eyes? Nada.
Perché io credo che per loro il fatto di essere presi in considerazione, di ricevere un aiuto sia fondamentale.
The mother said that I asked her why he got the cerebral palsy. Usually it's either congenital, meaning that it's coming from the intrauterine life before being born, or perinatal, which is like a trauma happening within the first year of life because of a birth trauma. Something happened during birth, so there is a lack of oxygen going to different parts of the brain, and that have an effect on different motor cortex area and also different cognitive areas.
It's really nice to work with Jorge. He has a lot of experience already.
I've never treated children this young.
Sometimes it's in the little details, how you make contact with the patient, how you look at each other.
He knows how to keep them calm while playing.
How you speak to each other, with which intonation, how you speak to the parents. This creates already a base. A child can feel safe.
He seems to have a non-standard, non-typical type of cerebral palsy. So that's why I was asking the mother, and then she told me that when he was 2 years old, he got meningitis, and that's where he started to have all the symptoms.
I learned from Jorge a little bit of patience and a little bit open-minded.
So after the meningitis, he developed a hemiparesis on the left-hand side, and then he also developed the nystagmus after the meningitis. So you have a chemical-induced neurological trauma. Where can that be found in the body, so we can try to see if it's still present and see if it needs to be addressed.
Jorge gives his time for people who needs help, and so this for me is an example.
When you have this type of patient, that you know as a healthcare professional working from the government. There is not much you can do for them. There is not that many people, not that many professionals that you can refer them to. And that there is not much therapy that he can get. You tend to keep it like very simple, too simple. And that is exactly what we are trying not to do. We are trying to understand why he has a scoliosis, why he has a lateral curvature of the spine, and not just pretend that it's obvious, because it's not. So we really want to understand why is that happening and not take it for granted. How about if we start from the beginning and then see if we match the label given by a previous healthcare professional? And unfortunately, we tend to have a different opinion than the one that has been given to the families. It gives more light and hope to a different approach and a different way of finding help to that patient. On the other hand, it's kind of tricky because you don't want the community to miss the respect that they have for the healthcare professional. So, what we're trying to do is document what we're doing here, bring that documentation of our physical evaluation, neurological evaluation back to the healthcare professional, saying, listen, I know this patient has been told to have this. I don't know who said it. After our evaluation, maybe in the last few years, the patient has evolved in such a way that might be something else going on. Would you mind keeping an eye on that? There's a way that we had to be very diplomatic, not to offend anyone and have everyone supporting what we're doing, because obviously we need to be part of the system and we need to have the support of the national healthcare system as much as possible and helping them with all those things that they cannot reach to, right? We understand that it's very complicated to be everywhere. If you cannot get there, don't worry, we will get there and we will report back to you and we'll build it together as a team. Someone who is within the healthcare profession, considering doing this volunteering, is that coming here and working with these children really gives you the opportunity, not only these children, but this community, put into practice that you have been trained on, which is help. I hope that anyone who went to college to become a healthcare professional did it because they really wanted to help people. These people really need help. And that, to me, should be the point of becoming a healthcare professional, to help those who really need help. That is actually why I ended up setting up what we have as Hands with Heart, because put that service for those who need it the most. This is one of the populations, one of the communities that we have identified who really need help. Listen, you learn how to help others. Come with me and I'll take you where you can be of great help.